Is your marketing not working as well as you'd like because you have the wrong tactics or because you haven't done a good job with the fundamentals? That's what I'm going to talk about today. Too many companies are chasing, tried and true marketing strategies like SEO and social media and email funnels and things like that. And they haven't done a good job with the fundamentals of who is their customer, clarity in their messaging, making sure that they have credibility. And it ends up being a waste of money. There are even companies that are thinking like, oh, should I get into the metaverse? Or do we need to really be on top of this Web3 stuff with our marketing? And the answer is, if you don't have the fundamentals figured out and aren't doing a good job with that, none of that matters. It's just a waste of money to switch tactics. What happens is companies try one thing and it's not working, and so they say, oh, well, I guess we need to try a different channel or a different tactic. Our SEO strategy isn't bringing in any business, so now we got to get onto social media and do a lot of Facebook ads. And they keep switching tactics, but they haven't dealt with the root of the problem. You're wasting money. That's the real problem underneath this. So there's 3 areas that we tend to talk about when we're thinking about those fundamentals. So the first thing is making sure that you're putting yourself in your customer's shoes. You need to know exactly who is your customer, what they care about, and most specifically, you need to know what are their problems. A lot of times, companies focus on the features that they offer. An accounting firm might talk about bookkeeping services and end-of-year tax services and making sure if you get audited that we're going to give you advice through that process, all of those sorts of things. But they're not really talking about what do those services solve? What problem do they solve for the customer? And so customer insights are really important, and really understanding who it is that you're talking to and what they care about. And too many companies just don't do the work to really articulate that. And so when they do their marketing, they're just left talking about features and things like that, which are not nearly as effective. Number 2 is clarity. Too many companies are using jargon and technical language on their website and even in their emails and in their ads, and it's not connecting. The human brain works very quickly at filtering out things that we don't think are going to help us survive or thrive. And if you don't have clarity, you're not able to break through that barrier that everybody has. We're so used to just clicking and closing out, pop-up windows and ignoring banner ads and everything that we see on the internet. And the only way to break through that is make sure that you're communicating very quickly with the customers to say, we have something that is going to make your life better and you should pay attention. And then when your brain sees words that help us understand that, they're going to pay attention more, and that's going to help you get better ROI on anything that you're doing in your marketing. That's clarity. So we primarily use the StoryBrand framework when it comes to clarifying messaging. I've worked with hundreds of companies, or at least over 100 companies at this point, helping them clarify what is their message. It's a really great tool, so that's the first place I would recommend checking out. Thing that's really great, there's a book called They Ask You Answer, which is really helpful in laying out a strategy to figure out what is it that your customers are wondering about when they come to your website, and you can develop a content strategy using that. Number 3 is credibility. Now, there's really 2 main drivers of credibility that we see. So one is a branding and design problem. There are companies that are, multi-million-dollar annual revenue companies that have pretty crappy websites that look like they were designed in like 2004. And it's not that website really says anything about your ability to do the work, but it communicates that you're not current and you're not paying attention to what's happening now. To me, I think of it like an ill-fitting suit. When you show up for a sales call and you've got this big baggy suit, it doesn't change how well you can do the job or the services that you're offering, but it communicates something to your client, and they often are not going to be as interested in listening to what you have to say. Maybe it's a dumb thing, but it's the reality. And so if you don't have a good mobile optimized, like good looking website, you're losing sales because you lack credibility in the space. No one wants to work with a company that is behind on the times. The other issue with credibility is more on like the customer service side. People read reviews, they're going to do their research, and they're not going to listen to what you say about your company. They're going to listen to what people who have worked with you say about your company. And so if you don't have a good reputation for customer service and satisfaction and all these things, and especially obviously if it's published on the internet, that's going to be a real problem for you. And so you need to deal with the credibility. Otherwise, you're spending money, you're getting people to your website, they're doing their research, and they're deciding, no, this is not the right company for me. So it begs the question, where are you at with the fundamentals of your marketing? Do you have clarity? Are you customer focused in everything that you do? Do you have enough credibility in the space? And if you don't, that's the thing you need to start with before you think about switching tactics and doing something new. All right, I'm Matt Banker, Banker Creative. Reach out to us if you think we can help. Thanks.